To introduce our next inductee, please welcome Coach Scott Renninger.
Jay, you're welcome. Jan, I'll lower it also. And that Alex Bailey. What a day it was when Mom brought her to Westminster campus during one of our fall events, during one of our tailgate parties for the teams and the visiting teams. Her dad asked me one question: are you going to be there when she's done? Well, Dad, we certainly were here when she was done. We were here when you walked her down the aisle, and we're here tonight to celebrate a special occasion as well. Alex broke her dad's record for number of tennis victories at Westminster. She lost 7 matches in 4 years. She went undefeated. Undefeated means nobody beat you. Nobody. She and her partner in doubles a year later went undefeated. Nobody beat you. A little story: when she and her partner were sophomores, or when she was a sophomore and her partner was a freshman, on our trip to Hilton Head over spring break, we played Kentucky Wesleyan University. When we set the match up, their coach said, "Coach, we're a D2 team. We have scholarships." Okay. We didn't beat them. But after the match was over, he came up, "Coach, do you realize what your number 1 doubles team did?" "Well, they played very well today. Played very well." He said, "Your number 1 team just beat the number 5 ranked team in the NCAA Division II, 6-1-6-1. Not a bad accomplishment. I'm not going to talk about her statistics, many of them. You can read them. And so they're exceptional, obviously. But she led her team to a 38 game or match winning streak over 2 seasons. Not bad. 38 straight matches. She led her team. And by the way, when you play number 1 in singles and number 1 in doubles, you were looked at very high. She led her team to an undefeated I should read my notes. That 38 game win streak. And more importantly, that team that was on the opposite side of the field today in white uniforms had a 25-year stranglehold on PAC match wins. They broke it. The next year, that same team, 14 miles down the road, had won 26 consecutive PAC championships. They broke it. She led her team to some extraordinary heights, not by herself, just by playing. Now, her dad once told me, "Well, you know, she's not a warm and fuzzy person." Well, that's a very nice picture in your programs of her. Trust me, when she was introduced before a match, they only saw those dark, piercing eyes looking at you. After she had beat most of them, you shake your opponent's hands. They only saw those dark, competitive eyes. Look at them. No smiles, no anything. She was there for a reason: to play her best possible tennis. And so, without taking any more of your time, it is a privilege to be able to introduce to you, to join her dad among towering titans in the Titan Sport Hall of Fame, Alex Bailey Edwards. You know that she has to bend down. This belongs to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Scooter. So, hello everyone. I just wanted to start by saying how much of an honor and a privilege it is to be here with everyone tonight, and just that we were able to celebrate everyone being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I can't believe it's been over 8 years since I've graduated from Westminster. It feels like I never left. Coming back on campus today, going to the football games, it just felt like home again to me. I felt like I should be getting ready to go to class or getting ready just to go to another tennis practice. But Westminster was the place, Westminster has always been a huge part of my family. Westminster was the place where my parents first met, along with the place where I met my husband. I remember when I was younger, waking up in the morning and getting ready to go with my mom for her homecoming here. And we would go meet all of her friends from college. We went to the parades. I loved walking around the campus and heading down to the football games. Every time we would come to Westminster, whether it was for just walking around campus or just our casual trips to Rachel's Roadhouse, what we would always do is I would say, could we go down to the field house to see the picture of my dad hanging up there as well? So when I ended up coming here for Westminster, I would walk down that hallway in the field house, see his picture hanging up, and that gave me the motivation and made me the competitive person I am, that I knew I also wanted to be a part and have my picture hanging up there as well. Westminster was a huge part of my family's life, and that's why I wanted to go to Westminster myself. The first time I came to Westminster when I began the college search was when I was a senior in high school, and I spent one of the nights with one of the girls on the tennis team. When I got to campus and met Scooter for the first time, I can tell how passionate he was about the tennis team and how respected he was as well. Coming to Westminster on the first day of preseason, I was so excited to become part of the Titan family. Scooter and Phyllis were more than welcoming, and I can tell they both cared about every member on that team. They cared about us so much from the beginning. They always made us breakfast, lunch, and dinner during preseason, along with our Hilton Head trips, and they were always a huge help with helping us with any problems that we had on or off the tennis courts. Soon enough, the tennis team became a second family to me. The girls on the team quickly became some of my closest friends, who later became my best friends, roommates, and later bridesmaids. When I think about the most memorable events from my tennis career, the matches and the wins are not the first thing that come to mind. What I remember are the memories I made with the team. I remember the support I got from one of the girls on the team when I was in the PAC Championship. I was down in the third set, didn't think I had any chance of coming back. One of the girls came down on the court, sat with me, and just helped cheer me on and encourage me. And with her support and encouragement, I was able to come back and win the match. Other memories that I have are always going to McDonald's before an away match and eating an entire order of pancakes, which probably wasn't the best idea before a tennis match, or sitting in the van before a match with Scooter, and he would blast Otis Redinger and we would sing along with him. And of course, who could forget the famous catchphrase Scooter coined at practices, always telling us to leave the soft serve at Dairy Queen. I wanted to thank Scooter and Phyllis for everything they did for us over the years. And I know Scooter, it probably wasn't easy dealing with a van full of 10 girls all the way driving down to Kentucky. In fact, sometimes I think he might have turned his hearing aid down a little bit when we got a little too loud in the car. But you guys did so much for me over my 4 years at Westminster, and I appreciate all your guidance and support. I also want to thank my parents and my sisters for always supporting me. My dad had me out of the tennis courts for as long as I could remember, and it's the reason I became such a competitive person today. My parents would always make the trips to come to so many of my tennis matches throughout my career at Westminster and have always been in my corner cheering me on no matter what. I also wanted to thank my husband, who I met at Westminster here, for his endless support in everything I do in college until now. I'm just so grateful to be back here, and once again just wanted to say thank you to the committee and everyone for making this happen, and congratulations for everyone being inducted today.